Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Hello and a very warm good morning to you from Newsline, live from the beautiful hill country capital of Kandy. And joining my colleague Bandula Jayasekara this morning is the Chief Minister, Mr. Sarat Ekanayaka. Very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you.
And how is Kandy doing?
Kandy, yes, we are doing very well.
There are no night races, no day races?
No races at all.
to become a good Kandy, you need night races. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
I thought Kandy misses the night races.
No, actually night life is missing here
That's
in
true.
Kandy,
That's
because
true.
after 6:30, you know,
Kandy is dead.
Yeah,
It's
that,
dead.
you
That's
are correct.
true.
In that way, you are correct.
That's right. We always like to come to Kandy, but after 6:30, nothing much happens.
You know, you have to understand this is a religious city as well.
Right.
With the temple of Tooth Relic and Mahanayakas, and you know, that way we have to consider this city not as a commercial city.
Indeed. But Kandy has always been the last to fall. Even when the British were here, the last to go was the Kandian kingdom. So, did you all give that kind of a fight in the last government to keep the independence of Kandy?
Keep the independence of the Kandy, yes, we did it. Because, you know, for 58 years,
Yeah.
this Kandy was ruled by the UNP government.
Right.
UNP municipal county.
Okay.
But we managed to get it into the leftist party, or the
SLFP.
we call it UPFA, and we changed it with Honorable Mahendra Ratwatte. We did a lot with him, so he did a good job in Kandy, and after that Senadisa Naika took over. He is continuing it. So
And Mahendra
you
was
see,
before Mahendra Ratwatte was-
after Mahendra Ratwatte, yes. You can see the city now, it is somewhat garbage free city.
I see.
So Sarat, you said this is a SLFP city, is it? As a politician, can you say?
No, I am not going to say that, but only thing is we did a good job during the this last
Regime,
few
and you are
years.
continuing to do it.
Continuing to do it, yes.
Now, Mr. Ekanayaka, the SLFP seems to have a number of factions. Which faction are you with?
Oh, that question asked by Bandula in Sinhalese also. I am SLFP.
Right,
So I am in SLP party.
right.
Since I started in my political career, so I am still in SLP.
Which year was that? When did you start
I
your career?
actually, to become the public member, I started in 1999.
Ah.
So the very first time when I won as a provincial council member, I became the chief minister.
Right.
so since then I am holding the position with a 2 years break.
And Kandy is a must-stop city for every visitor to Sri Lanka. And that means it's a big responsibility with you to make Kandy as comfortable as possible to our daily many visitors. How are the facilities for the tourists to?
Yes, as you very correctly said that Kandy is the second city of the country, and all that out of the 100 tourists who are coming to Sri Lanka, 80% come visit Kandy, but only unfortunately we don't have enough facilities. I must agree with you, and we want to promote it. So we have started a project called Destination Kandy.
Okay.
So we have started it in July or end of June. We are trying to have a good expo called Sen Expo, where we are going to invite about 25 countries. So
Are you going to promote it through our missions, through with the foreign ministers?
so that we are consulting right at the moment, but only thing is we are promoting it. Right now we are doing some promotional programs. So I think that will give us little bit of boom for the tourism here in Kandy. The other problem what we are facing here in Kandy itself is we don't have enough room capacity. So we don't have it. So we need some more hotels. But same time we have to think about little out of the Kandy city limits.
And also, sir, what I want to ask is, which will interest for us also, that yesterday when we spoke to some people, they said people in Kandy should not forget that all the hotels, they are making a living thanks to the Temple of the Tooth
Indeed.
and the lake, that all these tourists are coming because of that. So my question is, how is the taxation here?
Yeah.
Because the living is through the temple,
Yes.
because of the temple.
Of course, the taxation, the municipal council tax, that is for the commercial and also the income tax and
Income
everything.
tax.
Not the income tax.
Yeah.
Income tax goes right
Yeah.
to the Colombo, the central government. But we don't do that much taxation here. Last time we were able to give some sort of tax release for the hotels as well, because the central province council have that authority, and we have that responsibility as well. So I think we don't tax the people like that. But when the tourists come here, so even in Hikadua, the beach boys are there. Likewise, you may find some guides also here. But
Have you licensed these guides?
yeah, that's what we are doing now, right at the moment. With the Central Provincial Council, we have our tourism ministry. We have programs to give the license for the guides, and we are training them. And we have a hotel school from the central government, and we also have our own hotel school where we give them the opportunity.
Would you consider a proposal in which the candy businesses are taxed at a higher rate, a local tax at a higher rate, to reflect the greater business they do here, and to reduce the burden on the central government?
The taxation actually have to decide by the central government. We cannot decide on what basis we are going to tax it. But we are working very closely with the people.
Right.
Even the hoteliers, we have hoteliers association. In even the Chamber of Commerce, we have 4 chambers here in the
Kandy?
central Kandy. I think not in any other province they have 4 chambers.
And what about training the youth of Kandy to work in this industry?
We have started programs in Central Provincial Council Hotel School and Central Government Hotel School. Apart from that, we have an organization called REDA, Regional Economic Development Agency. This is one of the unique one in Sri Lanka. So I introduced that. So they are working together very closely with the Minister of Tourism and the hotel schools and also the tourist board. So we are working with them. And the meantime, we have worked with the University of Sabaragamuwa, who is having the tourism diplomas and degrees over there. So they came to us about 4 years back, and we have done a very good survey here. So we have identified many locations, about 450 locations, which is hidden all the time. Now we have opened them for the tourists.
Good. Now something else that I want to ask you, which is quite close to the heart of the people. And as you know, Newsfirst, Sirius Shakti, TV1, we are the people's channel. And our Gammad door-to-door campaign has revealed an astonishing amount of people who are suffering because they lack, they are hopeless, and they are helpless, and they are homeless, and there is abject poverty and no opportunity to get better. What can you do about the suffering of the people in the rural areas of Kandy?
I'm not going to deny what you said, but the only thing is, with the limited funds what we are getting from the central government, we try our best to give some opportunity for the people. Mainly we are considering about the education. We believe that if you educate the people, so they know how to live. Now we don't want to have dependent or everything be depending on government. The people don't need to do that because they have their capacity to do work, and they have the capacity to earn money. But what we have to do is, we believe that we should give them the education. How you should, not only the school education, but apart from that,
like vocational services.
Now we have already started, because so I think we have to go step by step, because we were having 30 years war here in this country, so you can't forget that.
And
so
thanks to one Rajapaksa, that was finished.
very much thanks to the Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa who took the correct decision at the correct time.
Yes. The right man at the right time.
At that time, yes, no leader took that step, but Mahinda Rajapaksa was capable enough.
So now that we've brought his name up, I must ask you,
Yes.
what is the future of Mahinda Rajapaksa?
So that I am not an astrologer or anybody, so
But he doesn't believe in astrology anymore.
I don't say that he believed at any time. But anyway, I am not an astrologer, so I can't say what will happen in future.
What do you think he should do?
What do you think he should do?
I think His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, actually the person I associated with
Yeah.
is a human being.
Yeah.
He has a human touch.
Indeed.
Yes, he did. But when you know, after we won the war, so the people whom I believe that should not get into his house, maybe.
Yeah.
So there were some people.
Or you are trying to say certain elements surrounded him.
him. So that was the problem at that time.
But don't you think that Mahinda Rajapaksa should focus his support to President Sirisena? After all, he won the election. It is not Ranil Wickremesinghe's government, really.
It's a SLFP-led government.
It is an SLFP government. And don't you think that when you have this, 47 organizations came together to send Mr. Rajapaksa home. So, you have 47 people, they're all pulling in different kind of directions. So it makes governance very difficult. And here we have a system of governance where the ministers from one party, the deputies from another party, the chairmen from one party, the executive directors from another party. In Sinhalese, I think we can say that this is a proper sambol. So to create less of a sambol, don't you think that Mahinda Rajapaksa, this national treasure that he was, shouldn't he join hands with President Sirisena and stop giving him a hard time and make the LFP strong again?
Actually, together you can make the world better.
That's right.
I feel. But the only thing is, Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa is a people's man.
Yeah.
So he was with the people, and whenever or wherever he goes, so the people are surrounding him.
Yeah.
So the people gives him different ideas, different visions, likewise. So he can't just put back to the people and come say, no, I am going to do this or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that is what really happening, I think.
But-
But if we can get together, everybody gets together, and if we take our party to the front, so then I think there could be a good move.
Because at the end of the day, around 400 to 500,000 people voted more for Mr. Sirisena than for Mr. Rajapaksa.
The people have different ideas about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, once the president is elected and voted by the people of the country, so we have to accept it.
That's right.
So we have to support him. So I am, as the chief minister here, I do my role because I am a part of the government. So I do my best.
Thank you for that political analysis. Now I must go back to Gamadda. I want to ask you, Chief Minister, what would you do? Can you not get Kandy business together, to pull together, to come together, to help the people who are suffering in the rural areas? Because everything cannot be done by this government. We are not a developed country, we are an emerging country. So we have progressed from being a third world country to this emerging nation. And why can't we ask this big business in Kandy to invest a little bit of money in a form of corporate
infrastructure
social
and other things, the
responsibility,
basics.
infrastructure, the roads, they can do bits and pieces.
Do you think that they don't help us? They do. Actually, even yesterday, I was with the Rotary in a very remote area called, I don't know whether the government has been there, that is called Galabadavatta. So where the people were not having any sort of sanitary facilities. I was there yesterday. It is about 40 kilometers away from Kandy. Very remote area. They don't have anything supported by the government or anything. No roadway actually. I did half of that, but the rest of was not continued. I went there. The Rotary and myself, I went there, and we gave 25 families good sanitary facilities.
Right.
Likewise, the single is Velanda Peramuna.
Yeah.
They do a lot. They give build houses and everything, but not up to the extent that the people, all the people would think that. But same way, myself, I do, apart from the government support, I do something called with our officials.
Right.
I have something called Chief Minister's Fund, which is not funded by the government but funded by ourselves with my salary and our official salary. We are building houses. We are giving scholarships to the children who don't have, their parents are very poor. So we are supporting them. We are giving for the sick people. You know, there are sick people that who are not getting enough funds from the even from the presidential fund. President's fund having some criteria to fund, so they can't give everybody. So likewise, in that time we come into the picture and we give some support. Likewise, everybody is doing something, but not enough. I am with you. That is not enough. But we, with the capacity what we are having and the funding what we are having, we have to do something. That we have started.
Sarath, are you with the people of Kandy and are the people of Kandy with you?
I am always with the people. So I think and believe that Kandy people are also with me. Because my smiling face never become something else.
Well, you know, it's good to know that the people of Kandy and its Chief Minister have not forgotten the forgotten people of Sri Lanka, of rural Sri Lanka, especially when Kandy is such a tranquil and a holy place where we have the ambience of the Temple of the Truth. I'm sure it gives a very special feeling and hope to the people who visit Kandy, especially the Maligava gives out some kind of energy.
And Shaukat, I wish you went to school in Kandy.
Well, that is the only thing that I must disagree. The Kandy is lovely for many, many reasons, but it is not the place where one should be educated, because the best school is by the sea, as we all know. Bangla, don't you agree?
I don't think you agree.
Are you both from the same school?
No, you could have been more religious if you went to school in Kandy.
You know, it is such a tranquil place, and so many of the poor people around Kandy, even if they have no money for anything else, they make the trip to the Maligara and they place their hope and their trust in God, and they hope that their lives will be better. But you, as a Chief Minister, you can lead that way as well. You must try and can we get your agreement that you will ask these business people to dip a little bit more, a bit like the dear Prime Minister and his special one-off taxes, where he hit corporate Sri Lanka with a special tax?
No, I'm agree with you, because everybody should love their country, your nation, and we must think that not only us should live better, we have to think about our partners or the colleagues. So I think if we can do something for the poor people around the, not only in Kandy but in the central province, it would be very much
a special better. 50 rupee tax on all the facilities that are in Kandy. When that money can be used to help rural people of Kandy.
Yeah, because we need to empower them, because they don't have even the basics like water. That's the suffering of the people.
Actually, we are thinking about the infrastructure mainly. That is the main problem that they are facing. Secondly, we are thinking about the education and health. So we are developing those areas.
Well, you know, it's very heartening when we have politicians such as yourself assure us, because the people are watching, and they are watching to see what will happen, because this problem about the forgotten people of Sri Lanka, we mustn't forget them, because they are also Sri Lankan and they have the same hopes and aspirations as everybody else.
I can assure you that I would do my best, but not as the time that we are facing for the elections. Those days we are giving promises for everything. No, I am not telling like that. Even in the election time, I don't promise the people that.
So you're more practical.
No, yeah, I say the truth always. The people who are coming to me every Wednesday, if you come there and see how many people are coming to me, I say no to no and yes to yes. That's all. I don't say I will look after, but I don't say that, because I know that if I can't do, so I cannot do. How can I do that? So I used to say no. So sometimes they will get sour face and go away.
But that's the reality.
But when they pass the gate, they say, at least Chief Minister said the truth.
I think that's really what people expect, honesty, isn't it, for us?
Indeed, yes.
Honesty from politicians.
It is. We need honesty.
Yes.
Now I noticed that the government is embarking on building a very ambitious 65,000 former conflict areas. Is there any such program that you can persuade the Prime Minister to initiate for the hill country?
That 65,000 houses in north and east.
Yes.
Actually, the project was initiated by the Indian government.
Yes.
So they had the same project here in Central Province for 6,000 houses. Not that much, but 6,000 is also a big project for us.
Yes, of course.
But what happened was, because of the politicians, it is not yet started yet. So last week I had the meeting with the High Commissioner of Indian High Commissioner. He said, "What is this?" So I said, "Let me have this, so I'll do it."
Yeah.
Because they have their own interest.
And like also this, the plantation people, like Faraz
No,
has
no,
taken
that
this
is for the
up.
plantation
Yeah, I know,
people,
he has
I
taken this up several times during our program. They are suffering, you know, they don't have the basics. And I think the upcountry, the politicians, the plantation, Tondamans and all are playing havoc with the masses.
I don't know, I don't want to name the
But we
people,
can name people.
that's the real
We will
thing
name
happening.
people.
For the last few years, they didn't start the project yet.
So for several years, the people like Mr. Tondaman and his family have collected regular monies from the people. And I mean, we have got to say it, because there's no good us trying to sweep that under another carpet. You know, we'll say it. They collected these monies, but what on earth is happening to them? They continue to live in these lines, and it's all very sad.
No, actually, last two governments, they started this project on their capacity. They started, some people didn't want the upstairs houses, so they went back for the single houses. Honorable Tondaman started some projects, and he gave some houses to the people over there. And also now recently, I think the Gambaram is also starting some projects. I don't know whether the things will move in that way, but anyway, they have already started something for the people of the area.
You see, Mr. Ekanaka, what bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers Bandula too, as he's travelled overseas a bit. We go into these supermarkets and specialty cafes and tea shops, and you see Sri Lanka tea, Ceylon tea, being sold at premium prices all over the world. There are people I know in Thailand who wait to have Ceylon tea, to the exclusion of the teas that are grown in their Chiang Mai region and so on. But then you contrast that to the world's finest shops, and you contrast it, you bring the camera and you look at the people, the fate of the tea pluckers. You know, they're getting up early morning, they're putting on ointment on their feet so they don't get bitten by leeches. They have got these little kupi lampos, and and their children have to walk several kilometers a day. It's all very, very sad, because there's no match, is there, between the money that the tea fetches out in the world market and to what they are being paid here.
I think this problem has a long story.
Yes, it's a long historical story.
Historical story. But the people market the photographs of these tea placards now and
That's right.
get money.
That's right.
So if we are trying to introduce some mechanism over there without hand plugging, so I don't think.
No, we don't want but we don't want to do that. But
improve their
I think
houses, how they live.
That part,
Yeah.
of course, we have to
consider.
consider. And there is another hindrance, if I should use that word, that from the estates, we don't get that support to help all these people. One thing. And the other thing is, last time, about 4 years back, I built about 200 sanitary these toilets for them.
Right.
So a month after, when we go there, so they don't use this sanitary toilets as their toilets. They use that for the goat to be slaughtered.
Oh dear.
So that's what I think we, like
Yeah.
you said before, you need to educate them.
these people.
There is an issue there.
They have that problem.
And your vote base, where is your vote base from mainly? Is it, do you get enough of the minority votes as well?
In my area, where my constituency is, that is Ududumbara, I have about 2,500 Tamil votes and around 1,000 Muslim votes.
Right.
And altogether, the voting is about 42,000
Right.
at an election. So since I started there in Ududumbara, every election I win. Even last presidential election, only the electorate won by 10,000 votes. It was
I see.
Ududumbara. And last parliament election, that is the only electorate won by our party, that was Ududumbara, only my electorate. So I am proud.
So you
there.
continue to hold the SLFP flag.
Yes, always.
Very high.
It has been there since I became the organizer over there. So the people always with me, that I don't know, right at the moment there are some conflicts and all.
Chief Minister, would you look at our cameras and tell the people, would you give them the assurance that you, Sarate Kanayaka, will put people first?
I have done it, I will do it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think
we should go to each of the provinces and ask all the chief ministers to give us this undertaking.
and play it over and over to
Over
the people.
and over and over again. On that note, from the beautiful hill country capital of Sri Lanka, Kandy, we're going to say thank you, Chief Minister Sarate Kanayaka, for being on our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we look
Taking
forward
me
to we
with
look
you.
forward to hearing about your progress on your
Yes,
journey to
anywhere,
helping the people of, your area.
Of the areas.
And Bandana, thank you very much for joining us in Kandy.
Thank you, Shaukat.
You're looking absolutely sartorially elegant with your top. Thank you for watching. It's been a great pleasure doing this program from Kandy. Have a great day. Thank you and God bless.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.